All right. Wow. Obviously, we've got lots of going on in the world today. And over the last several weeks, we've been talking with lots and lots of people. Many are worried, concerned, and even scared about what lies ahead. And there are businesses closing around the town and country. People are being laid off, furloughed, fired, unemployed, whatever you call it. But individuals and businesses are being significantly impacted by what's going on. Now, there's a restaurant owner around the corner that we frequent quite a bit. They're struggling to keep the doors open, not just for now, but potentially forever. And stories like this are being told all over the country, and so many are affected. Unemployment rates across the country are at an all time high. And I almost feel bad about saying this, but our business is thriving right now. In these uncertain times when people are scared, people losing their jobs, when people are losing more money than what they ever thought possible, our business thrives. Now, I'm in the risk management business. In times like these, people find out obviously find out they're taking more risk, and then they realize that maybe their plan isn't doing what they thought it should do. Now, we help our clients understand the appropriate amount of risk that's right for them. We help our clients with the safe money solutions as well as guaranteed income throughout retirement. Now, we help our clients with the tax efficient planning options, or sometimes we help them realize how tax inefficient their current plan is. Either way, we're good at what we do and have been for a very long time. And it's times like now, in times of crisis, people beat down our doors for help. And I, like many others, have been personally impacted, but my business has not. We're thriving when so many are not. So we've put ourselves in a position to be able to help, to give back, to pay it forward. This is the community I live in. I work and raise my family in this community. I want to support local businesses, local restaurants, places that are near and dear to our hearts. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to begin this presentation. We're going to touch on many topics at a very high level. It must be high level because every plan is different, every situation is unique. On the back end of this presentation, you'll have a chance to schedule a 15-minute phone consultation with me. And during this consultation, I'll have a chance to learn a little bit more about you, what's important to you, and what a secure retirement looks like for you. At this time, you'll have a chance to learn about me, to ask me questions, and to learn more what we do for our clients. So we'll determine together if we think we're a good fit for each other and if it makes sense to begin the virtual process. So for those on the webinar today, excuse me. So for those on the webinar today that do stay on throughout and schedule a phone call consultation, we're going to give you a $25 gift card. It's our way of giving back. I'm going to ask you to take that $25 gift card and use it in the community. You know which businesses or restaurants is near and dear to your heart and who needs help. So together, let's pay it forward. Now, let's get to the presentation. All right, now let's get to the presentation now. So solving the retirement puzzle. So let's talk about what this means right here. Okay, so this is me right here. Jason French Capital Management. And, like I said, you probably came to this, you probably got invited to this webinar because you're curious about your personal finances, your retirement, family, college for your kids, so on and so forth. And French Capital Management is there to help you. Okay, so the reason we're all here today, retiring looks totally different. So Social Security basics. So Social Security basics. We're going to talk about the 2015 Bipartisan Budget Act and why timing is important. So, a brief history of Social Security. So, the act was signed into law by President Roosevelt on August 14, 1935. And in addition to several provisions for general welfare, the new act created a social insurance program designed to pay retired workers age 65 or older and a continuing income after retirement. So, in effect, in theory, the Social Security law at the time, it was great because, it was during the Great Depression. People were out of their jobs and they needed some type of a safety net, which they didn't have at the time. So this is pretty interesting. This is about Ida Mae Fuller. Now, on January 31st, 1940, the first monthly retirement check was issued to Ida Mae Fuller of Ludlow, Vermont, in the amount of $22.54. So she started collecting the benefits at age 65, and then she passed away at 1975. So she worked for 3 years under the program, just 3 years. Okay, and because of that, her initial monthly check was $22.54, and she collected a total of $22,888.92 in Social Security benefits. And so that's not inflation adjusted. So adjusting for inflation, it's almost 3 to 4 times that amount. And so this chart details her covered wages and payroll tax contributions prior to filling her retirement claim. So a lot of you might be wondering, you might have heard things about Social Security, so let me just go over the basics right here. Now, when can you file? The minimum age you can file for Social Security is 62 years old. At that point, you get 75% of your benefits. Okay, and then you get your full retirement at around 100%, but the maximum that you can wait is age 70, and then that's 132% of your benefit. So COLA, your cost of living, what that is your basic cost of a living adjustment. So since 1975, that's gone up by about 3.69% per year. In the last 20 years, it's averaged 2.15%. And so for 2020, that's been 1.6%. So that fluctuates over a longer time frame. That number decreases. Some numbers might be higher, some numbers might be less. The Social Security wage tax in 2020, that was 137,700. So that's how many people were enrolled. Whereas compared to last year, there was almost 5,000 less than that. Now, your maximum benefit at your full retirement age in this particular model right here, that's $3,011. Your average is $2,531 for married couples and $1,503 for single people. All right, now during the Bipartisan Budget Act of 2015, this was a very important act that happened. So it was able to fund disability until 2022. And then there was the file and suspend strategy, which phased out 6 months from the effective day of new policy and is no longer available. So we're not going to go into too much depth about that because that's phased out now. Now, restricted applications mean that there was no changes to survivor benefits, and it's not available for filers who turn full retirement age after January 1st, 2020. So that includes probably a majority of people who might be listening to this right now. Because that's, full retirement age. I myself, that's going to be decades away. And there might be a lot of you now that's decades away as well. Okay, so why is planning so important? Let's talk about that. So let's look at this example right here. So Ronald and Nancy. Okay, so Ronald's 60 and then Nancy's 58. Ronald has a full retirement benefit of $3,011, while Nancy has $2,235. Looking at those numbers, we're going to assume that Nancy worked and earned less during her lifetime. And then the assumed age to live to. So typically on age charts, women they tend to live longer than men. So we're going to both start benefits at 62, and so over those accumulated lifespan, that's $1,659,300. I'm sorry, $1,659. $1,659,336 to file for benefits. And so depending on any changes or anything like that. Okay, so